Hey YouTube, this is Aaron G with another deck profile for you. This time I'll be bringing you the Blue Eyes Hopeless Dragon deck, and well, you know what, I'm just going to get right into it and tell me what you guys think. So, starting off with the monsters, we have Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, 2 Red Eyes Wyvern, 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, 3 White Stone of Legends, 2 Alexandrite Dragon, 2 Exploder Dragon, 2 Golem Dragons, 3 Mass Dragons, 1 Delta Flyer. I would be running 2, except I don't have 2 at the moment, and I can't seem to really find these anywhere, but, oh well. Make do with what you have, you know? Next up, we have Lord of D and Divine Dragon Ragnarok. I mainly use this for the fusion, and that's really just it. Next we have 1 BLS, Gold Edition, yeah. 1 White Horn Dragon, 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, and a White Knight Dragon. And that just about does it for the monster lineup. Pretty awesome set there. I really like it, and it really goes good. Next, we have the spells. 2 polymerizations, 1 defusion, because it's just really good, and I think this card deserves a lot more respect than what it gets now. 1 future fusion, because, well, you're going to need it for the graveyard setup, but even though I mainly just use it to get these 2 guys in the graveyard. The Lord of D and Divine Dragon, this way you always have that backup for when you need BLS. And it really does work. It really does. Next we have the Dragon's Mirror, which is a must. 2 Stamping Destruction, 1 Monster Reborn, because that's a staple, and 1 Gold Sark. Why not 2? Because I really don't need 2. And also, yay, it's signed by one of my friends, one of my close friends at that, and it's just a really good card. It's just that I don't think I really need to run 2, since it's really only in the deck for 1 card mostly, and that usual 1 card would be Future Fusion. But, I mean, you can go for other cards like BLS if you have the right graveyard set up, or Mass Dragon if you need defense, or even Exploder. Yeah, you get the point. And that's it for the spells. Next, we have the traps. 2 Solemn Warnings, 1 Solemn Judgment, because really need to negate stuff. 1 Prison, because it works a lot better than Saku. And 1 Mirror Force, because that's a staple. Anyways, this was, there's a lot of combos that go... Oh, wait, let me get into the extra deck before we start going into combos and stuff. 1 King Dragoon, 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate. I used to run 2, but I never really used the second one that many times, so I just said screw it, and I dropped it. 2 5 Heads, because even though people normally run 1, I'm actually able to get 2 out rather quickly with this deck, especially with the way I play it, and it's just really good. 1 Armory Arm, because, again, another card that you can get surprisingly well with this deck is the Armory Arm. Iron Chain Dragon, mostly because of its good attack and it has a good effect. And, again, another easy synchro to get out. Next we have 1 Beret, because he has a good effect, he has good attack stat, and he's just really good all the way around. 1 Black Rose Dragon, because that's a staple pretty much in any deck that runs synchros. 1 Stardust Dragon, just because it's really good. 1 Red Dragon Archfiend, another really good card. 1 Trishula, because with this deck I can get into it really, really easy. 1 Field Marshal, again, if I've already used my Trish, or if I just feel like, or if my opponent's just using a lot of face downs, I can really run into this, and it lets me draw cards when I kill face downs, so it's really good. one red Nova Dragon, something that I get to use about once every 3 games, and it really does come in handy. And one Leviathan Dragon, because again, another really good card to have, and it's really easy to overlay with this deck. What I want to get is next is a Cataster, because again, I can really run into 5 stars easy. All I need is a White Stone and a 4-star monster, which, yeah, no shortage of 4-star monsters in this deck. Because you have your, if you have Delta Flower out, you can raise one of your level 3s by 1, or you have Wyverns, easy way to get them into the grave, Alexandrites, your Golem Dragons, so Cataster would be real easy to bring out in this deck. Anyways, combos. The main combo of the deck is your typical, you know, you want to get into Future Fusion and set up your graveyard with, like, let's say, usually I'd go 1 Red Eyes Wyvern, 1... It actually depends on my opening hand. If I draw Future Fusion, Dragon's Mirror, if I draw Future Fusion, Defusion, and Polymerization, I already know what combo I'm going to set up for. I'm going to set up for my main OTK, which, I'll tell you this, the OTK I use is, I'll use Future Fusion, drop a Darkness Metal, drop 1 Red Eyes Wyvern. This way I have a backup just in case the OTK doesn't work. Then I'll drop the 3 White Stones, which will let me get all 3 of my Blue Eyes to my hand. And then I play 1 Poly, fuse the 3 Blue Eyes into Blue Eyes Ultimate, and then battle phase, kill whatever defense they have, quick play Defusion, bring back my 3 Blue Eyes from the grave, and move in for game. And then since with this whole setup I haven't normal summoned or set, I always have a backup. If that doesn't work, if they mirror force that early in the game, or if they stop something with like Solemn Warning or Solemn Judgment, I can always remove my Wyvern, bring out my Red Eyes Darkness Metal, and since I'm guaranteed to have some other dragon in the grave, it works out for me. Now, I do have a side deck, even though I won't call this the official side deck, and I guess I'll show it to you guys anyways. This way you guys can tell me what you think about it. We have 1 Vanguard, 1 X-Dragonoot, 1 extra Alexandrite Dragon. I actually took it out because it actually became more dead running it at 3, so 3 Cards of Consonance. I don't know why I'm not main decking this. 3 Trade-ins, another card I do not know why I'm not main decking it. Burst Stream of Destruction, you're always guaranteed a Blue Eyes on the field at some point, so you know, it's a real useful card. Blow up all their monsters, Blue Eyes is the only guy that can't attack, and it's just great. Stardust Shimmer, a card I was main decking for a while, but then I was like, screw it, I'm not really running into my dragons as much as I'd like to, so. Next one is Dragonic Tactics, another card I don't use too often, but I guess it's just good to have. Call the Haunted, I actually took this out because it wasn't doing anything real good for me, and I'm just probably going to take it out of the side deck altogether. And lastly, we have Spell Reclamation, which I plan to actually main deck this sometime in the future, as soon as I figure out a way how. Or I may just take it out of the side deck and put it into the main deck, and instead of having 40 cards, I'll have 41. I'm not sure. You guys tell me what you think about that. But these are just some cards that I either took out or, you know, want to put in. Anyways, that's the main purpose of the deck. And like I was explaining, back into combos, like I was explaining earlier, it's great because Future Fusion, you have so many options to work with. Like I said, sending these 2 to the grave with Future Fusion just so you can get out King Dragoon, and then you always have that graveyard set up for your BLS because Lord of D is a dark, and Divine Dragon's a light, so makes BLS real easy to get out. Mass Dragons, obviously your searchers, bringing out a Delta Flyer, Exploder Dragon, Golem Dragon is good to bring out if your opponent used their last attack and you have another Golem Dragon in hand. You can just lock down their attacks from then on. Or you can bring out Whitestone if you really, really want to get that Blue Eyes to your hand. I don't think there's much else I can explain about the deck without really stating the obvious. I mean, the traps are pretty easy to understand. Dimensional Prison, you want to get rid of their Stardust or whatever, you know, it just, eats it. Mirror Force, blows up all their attack positions, everybody knows that. Solemn Judgment, negate anything. Solemn Warning, negate any summon. So you can just say, oh, I like your Stardust, or oh, I like your Red Nova, you're not going to be able to summon it. And it also works great against shooting Quasar and stuff like that. And that's not supposed to be on there. So, yeah, that's the main gist of the deck. Anyways, that's it for me, and I'm signing off. Peace out, guys.